We should be coming through live any minute now. And this is Joshua J Poker. I'm obviously Joshua J. There seems to be a little bit of a delay coming through, but hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Joshua J Poker, and we are on a mission to move up through the cash game streets, go as high as we can into the limitless ceiling of online poker and live poker, and turn poker from a hobby into something that really generates an income. And to do so, we're going to focus heavily on this channel on peak performance and performing our best and making sure that when we do turn up to the felt, whether that's online, whether that's live, we're feeling our best, playing our best, and most importantly, playing our A game. Because if you do that, you're going to win more money, you're going to have less variance, you're going to feel better. And that's all the good shit that we talk about on this channel. So this is a live episode. If you have any comments as we go through, please leave them live. And if you're watching this in replay, hello and welcome. And today we're going to talk about pillar foundational habits and things that you need to do if you want to perform your best and if you want to operate your peak performance. And again, like many things, this can be applied for poker, but this can also be applied for anything in life because they're a beautiful mirror and poker is a beautiful mirror. So as you improve in one, you're naturally going to improve in the other. So it's a fucking win-win, boys. And if you stick around all the way to the end, I'm going to give you like the real secret source of these habits. And it's probably not going to be something that you maybe want to hear, but when you hear it and you go and start to implement it, you'll realize that what I'm saying is true. And you'll be like, holy shit, this is actually a lot easier than I thought. So I can see some people are joining me live. And if you are finding value here, please press the like button. And if you want to fucking subscribe, boys, you're more than welcome to. It's free and it helps support the channel. So let's dive into it. So the first thing, and the biggest one, in my opinion, and this probably supersedes all of the others, the first foundational pillar habit is exercise. And one of the things we do as poker players, we sit behind our computers, especially for online grinders, but even live grinders, maybe not so much right now with the way things are, but as online players, we sit in this chair all day. We can sit here for like 6 to 8 hours sometimes if we're playing long sessions, maybe shorter ones. And we neglect exercise because it can be time wasted. We don't want to turn up to our session tired. But realistically, lads, there is absolutely no excuse to not be exercising unless you have like very specific health conditions, which I'm not going to talk about the anomalies. You need to get out there, and there's a real quote that I live by. It's from the Spartan Warrior Code that is sweat more in training, bleed less in war. And it's so true for poker that if we just go out there and we break a sweat every single day out in the streets running, inside doing weights, outside at the gym doing weights, wherever you can just like move your body, get this physical animal doing its thing, you will be shocked at how different you feel when you come to the table. You'll be shocked at how much easier poker appears because you did the hard work out there. You did all the sweating out there. So when you're in your game, in the battle, you're going to be relaxed. You're going to be like chilling out. Are we going to be talking about any birds? We can talk about birds, Stuart, if you want. But you need to be out there, and I really don't think that this is negotiable. I don't know, negotiable. I'm probably saying that word wrong, but you know what I mean? If you want to really achieve something and you want to get to the highest level of anything, I honestly believe you need to be moving your physical body. So go and do that. Test it for 2 weeks and just see how different your win rate is because you're going to perform better. It's just pretty much a physiological truth. So that's the first one. And it's really simple to do. I'm not talking about being a super athlete. I'm pretty big into triathlons at the moment. I'm getting ready for that. So I'm biking and running. And when the pool's open, I'll be swimming a lot. But even if you were just to do press-ups in your room, press-up squats, all that good shit, skipping, anything that you can move this body, even if it's just a walk, if your fitness level isn't at the point of running yet, you got to walk before you can run anyway. It's mega simple, but hold yourself accountable. And if you watched last week's video, you can write this into your contract. And if you didn't watch last week's video, it's a bit of a banger and it will supersede everything we're talking about here. So go and check that after this one is finished, obviously. So that's the first thing is exercise. Super, super important. And go and do it. The second real key principle follows on nicely from this. And again, these kind of two work hand in hand. And if you're exercising more, you're going to want to make sure that your diet is on point. This is, again, a really big thing for poker players is we kind of turn up to the game. Sometimes we turn up hungry, which is fucking not optimal because you don't want to be hungry in your session. It's going to cause you to tilt. It's going to cause you to lose focus. We don't function that well when we're hungry. But what we're fueling ourselves with is so fucking important. And if one thing, again, you choose whatever diet you want. I've tried loads of different diets. Basically, the ultimate nuts here is to just eat a whole food diet, whatever that includes for you. You want to eat meat, fucking eat meat. You want to don't eat meat or fish or whatever, but eat whole foods as close to their natural source as possible. Cut out all the processed shit and the death drinks. That's what I call them. If you're turning up to a session, you're using like a Monster or a fucking Red Bull or one of these death drinks, just cut that shit out. You'll probably have to detox. Your mind won't really like it, but 2 weeks from now, when you detox from that, you'll be shocked at how much better you play. You'll be shocked at how much clearer minded you are just if you fueled well. A real like pivotal moment of my day is every morning I just have a smoothie. I just make it at home. I fill it with some good shit. And, you know, it's fucking next level. It really anchors me in the day of like performing my best. And maybe try that, you know. You don't have to have like the perfect diet. I still fucking get pretty out of line sometimes at the weekend. I'm not saying we're going to be perfect here, but before your sessions and on days that you're playing, if you can focus on eating whole foods, you'll be pretty shocked at how much differently you feel at the tables and how much better you're going to play. So you combine those two things together, you're exercising well, you're dieting well, it's fucking going to work out well. And not really on board with the banter, Stuart, with the half a sit when I wake up and half a sit before I go to bed. You're cutting yourself short of your potential, in my opinion, if that's all the exercise you're doing. You want to go out there and who's going to win more? And a lot of the stuff, we're going to talk about this at the end, but who's going to outcompete who at the table? The guy that's out there, you know, working on his physical body, he like treats his body well, he fuels it well, versus the guy that just turns up, he's smashing monsters, he hasn't exercised in 3 months. There's only one winner, in my opinion. It's going to be the first guy. So you choose who you want to be. So they're the first two things. Super simple, in my opinion. May take some adjustments, but exercise, stick to whole foods. And then the third thing is probably the most missed one by poker players, especially if you're still working full time, which I completely understand. And the third one is sleep. You know, as a society in general, our sleep quality is fucking terrible because we're watching Netflix till fucking 2 a.m. We've got phones in our eyes. We're doing all sorts of stupid shit before bed that means that we may get the hours of sleep, but the quality isn't there. And bad sleep has so many negative side effects, so many detrimental health effects of like lack of concentration, weight gain, like anxiety, feeling like just generally more at dis-ease throughout the day because we just didn't sleep good. And as poker players, you know, it's really easy to stay up on your laptop and just grind until fucking the early hours, then get up and then go and grind again. But if you keep doing that over time, you're just going to get more fatigued. And when you get fatigued, you're not going to be able to concentrate as well. So the prioritize sleep and learn how to sleep. And I know that may seem fucking crazy. Oh, we just close our eyes and go to bed. But if you can really learn how to sleep and learn what type of sleep works for you, and I'm not going to go into this because I'm not a sleep expert. In fact, I'm not an expert on any of the things I'm talking about today. I'm just guiding you to go and do your own research and find, you know, other people that know more about this shit than me, because I don't fucking know everything. But I'm telling you, you go and find a sleep doctor, go and find out what chronotype you are, and then prioritize your sleep and don't watch fucking Netflix until 3 a.m. You'll be shocked in 3-6 months. You look at that graph, your red line will probably be going up because you're more dialed in, and you'll start to pick up on different things because as you're more rested and your body's exercising, it's fed well, now it's sleeping well, you'll be shocked at how much more intuitive you get. You'll pick up on spots where you didn't. You'll find yourself less distracted, and all of those things can only, you know, fucking work out to be well. And Einstein did sleep all the time. A lot of fucking very successful people will tell you sleep is massively underrated. So work out your sleep. I would suggest tracking it in some way. You can get like a little tracker watch if that works for you. See how your sleep is and go from there. So they're the first three. They're kind of like a physiological thing. It's diet, exercise, and sleep. The fourth thing is to study, you know, and this is a peak performance habit that fucking nobody really likes to do. I don't really like to do it that much, especially in poker. I'd prefer to just play and try and win all the coins. But you got to be studying, you know. I speak about this quite a lot on this channel and learn how to study. I'm going to do a video on that because I've figured nobody really knows how to study. But a good starting point is to figure out what type of learner you are. Are you an audio? Do you learn best by audio tapes? Are you a visual learner, or are you a kinesthetic learner? You know, if you are a kinesthetic learner, this is something I've figured out you can do, is get a fucking pack of cards and sim the hands out in real life because you'll remember it more when you go into the tables. You could try that. But if you get into the habit of studying more than your opponents and you do 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, you'll be shocked at how much better your game will be in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 months, a year. And that's peak performance, because if you come in dialed in, you got this well-rested, well-fueled, well-exercised machine and you're ready to fucking crush it, you filled it with the right energy and the right things that you want to be doing, and then you go onto the felt, you're going to blitz past these other guys, these fucking Red Bull warriors. You know, these dudes, and this is mainly cash games because in tournaments, you've got to probably play longer sessions and keep yourself awake. I don't think tournaments plus EV for your health, in my opinion. But for cash games is what we mainly focus on here, is you turn up as this guy, well-dialed, well-studied, well-fed, well-rested. Just that alone, you're going to crush your competition, because you play against a tired dude that's fucking like, oh, is this a 3 better? Is this fucking call? And you're just like nailing it. You're dialed in. Whose win rate is going to be better? You know, it's fucking yours. So work on studying. It's not that fun, but if you equate study time, the more you study, the more you earn. It becomes part of the process, and it's just fucking good for you. So that's the fourth one. The fifth one, and then we'll go into the final real nugget. The fifth one is focus. And this is something that like mega successful people talk about. Bill Gates, fucking Warren Buffett, all of these dudes talk about focus. And it's something I talk a lot about on this channel, but you have to teach yourself the pillar of learning how to be focused at the table. And it starts mega simple. When you're playing your sessions, turn your fucking phone on airplane mode. Put it in a drawer. Put it somewhere you can't see it. Put it where it's not going to distract you. Turn YouTube off. Turn my Twitch channel off. You know, this is probably minus EV for me to be telling you to not watch me on Twitch when you're grinding, because I know a lot of you guys do. But if you really want to go to the next level, I would highly advise just not doing that. I ain't going to be offended if my viewer count drops and you go and crush the games. I'd prefer that to happen. And I'm being honest, but you got to be focused, and focus is a skill, and you have to cultivate this over time. It's not something you don't just go from where you are, where you might be a bit unfocused, distracted. And if you've got social media on your phone, especially TikTok and all that shit, where you can just fucking get more and more stimulus all the time, when it comes to poker, you're probably going to be a little bit overstimulated and you're not going to get enough stimulation from poker. So you got to detox from that shit. But if you can learn how to focus and you combine it with all the other things I've just said, you literally breeze past the other eggs. You'll obviously still harvest from the fish. You'll harvest from the whales. But when you see the other eggs and you know that they're distracted because, you know, they're fucking got like Twitch open over here and they've got fucking WhatsApp dinging in their ears and they're not focusing and they just make those incorrect returns and river decisions, but you're dialed in and you're feeling really good about yourself and you're not caffeined out your mind. You're not distracted and you've studied, you're going to outperform these guys. You're just going to outperform it. It's going to be unbelievable. And if you're finding value here, let me know in the comments and smash that little like button, baby. Mindset needs to be there for long-term success and you'll face adversity along the way. Yeah, you absolutely will. And that brings me nicely on to the final point that wraps all of these things up. And it's something, this is the hardest point. The first five may seem super basic because they fucking are basic. But the real key of all of this is to master the basics. And that's the final secret sauce that I promised you. It's to master those basic things, because as poker players, as dudes, like, I don't think there's one cute little grill that watches this stream. And if you are out there, cute little grill, put me a little DM. I'd like to get to know who you are and learn more about how you came into poker world. But that's a side note. But for most lads out there, and myself included, we always want the answer to be, you know, out there, something that's not in our grasp. Because if it's not in our grasp, then we're not kind of responsible for it. And we can kind of move on and like put the blame and responsibility in somebody else's hands. But I'm telling you right now that you don't need any of the courses to get to a certain level. Yes, there's nuances and yes, there's more stuff that I can give you. But realistically, those 5 things that I've just given to you, if you just go away and master those and figure all of those out, you know, there's more information. Diet's going to be a thing you need to dive deeper in there, unlimitedly deep. How to focus, that's something you can go deeply on. How to like sleep better, that's a deep thing you can go and research. But those 5 basics is, if you just do those better than everybody else, it's like you're going to blitz past everybody. And if you master those basics and you do not get bored by mastering them, you're going to be shocked at how much differently you play, and you'll be shocked at how much more money you win, and you'll be shocked at how much better you feel. But remember that just because they're basic and simple, mastering them can be a lifetime of work. I haven't mastered all of that stuff. I still struggle to study. I still struggle to sleep properly all the time. My diet's pretty dialed in. My exercise could still be a little bit finely tuned, but I'm getting there. And this is a process. So take time with this. If you're not running right now, maybe tomorrow you run for 10 minutes. If you're not doing any press-ups right now, maybe tomorrow. In fact, I'd probably do it today, depending on where you are in the world, because it's best to just do it fucking right now and not wait till tomorrow. But if you, after this call, haven't done press-ups in 5 years and you get down on that fucking carpet, you bang out 5 press-ups, you fucking stand up, feel fucking good about yourself, that's a start, you know. That creates the momentum. That steps you one step closer to who you actually want to be and where you actually want to go. And that's fucking lit shit, you know. That's like next level. That's not like, you know, for poker at the micro stakes, not many people watching this are super crushers. Realistically, we fucking know how to win. We find worse players. We don't fucking call if they're never bluffing, and we fold if they're never fucking bluffing. You know, maybe I got that the wrong way around. I'm talking a lot here, and we've been talking for like 20 minutes. But if you're finding value, please let me know. But we know what to do. So why aren't we getting to where we want to go? And it's basically because we can't master the basics. And if you can't master the basics, you're not ready to go to the next level. So take it internal. Know that you have everything that you need, And that's a pretty bold claim after this video. But remember, I didn't tell you anything I'm an expert in this video. I just guided you to what you need to know. And if you do those things, and you'll see me do this on stream, where I just turn up and I'm just more dialed in and I can just see people's mistakes. And I'm like, that's probably not a game, like a strategy mistake from that guy. He probably just isn't implementing, because he's probably 4 hours into a session and he's got Twitch open and he's fucking got a Red Bull and he hasn't exercised in 3 months and he hasn't slept properly for the last 4 weeks. Who's going to win? Me versus him playing the same strategy. I'm going to implement that better. And over time, that's why I'm going to gain more big blinds. And I want that for you guys as well. So that's it. Just to quickly recap, it's exercise, have a good diet, solid whole foods, sleep well and prioritize sleep, study at least 15 minutes a day, realistically, if you want to get anywhere, and focus. And then finally, on top of all of those things, master the basics. And you master those things and you're going to crush your competition. You're going to outperform your competition, and you're going to be one step closer to turning poker from just a hobby, a recreational thing, into something that realistically can set you free in life. Because if you can make $3,000 to $5,000, which is definitely achievable in poker in 2021 and beyond, a month, you don't need a job. You don't need to go and work for some dickhead that you don't like. Think about that shit. I'm not saying that's true for everybody, but that could be a really big, like, pivotal piece for you to think, fuck, if I put the work in, I can say goodbye to my job. Fucking what a print that is. So yeah, I hope you found value here. We're going to wrap this up. We've been rambling for 16 minutes, but I appreciate you all being here. And if you did find value here, please let me know in the comments. And, anything you post is fucking good support, and I appreciate it. And consider subscribing and liking and all that good shit too. And I'll leave you to it. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and we'll be back next Monday for some more performance shit. And I appreciate being here. I've been Joshua J, and this is Joshua J Poker, and we are fucking going all the way to the top of the cash game streets. And I'll see you there, boys. Have a good one. Peace.